So, I feel when you are in your 20s, one of the things you should be worried about is how to live a good life. Not just, it's not everything that is about relationships. Like, sometimes relationships sucks and, you're just worried about, oh, my girlfriend don't have my time, my boyfriend is not giving me attention, and you don't even care about how your life is going to be better. Let me tell you something. When you start living a good life, you start attracting good things to your life. When you are too broke, you attract a lot of attention that does not add value to your life. But when you start living a good life, when you start thinking of when you set a goal for yourself and you start thinking of how to achieve that goal, in so period of time, believe me, your happiness is going to be tied with that goal. And once you achieve that goal, you stop tying your happiness to people, because at any stage in your life, when you start attaching your happiness to people, you will always end up being disappointed. So that's just it. So as someone in your 20s, I have some few steps. Like I said in the title of my video, these steps are the sure steps that are going to set you up for life. The first one is establishing the goal. Remember, the goal is to get rich, not to look rich. So, you need to set a goal. Firstly, you need to write this goal down. I believe whenever we write something down, it will be easy to manifest, because every morning when you go to that place, when you go to that your jotter where you write that goal and you are yet to achieve it, you start thinking of all these strategies. You start thinking of everything. Maybe you have tried one strategy before. You start thinking of, what other thing can I try to make this thing come to reality? That's the essence of writing down a goal. Make sure you write it down. Write it down in a special book. Have a separate book for it. Write it down. I want to achieve so thing in 6 months, or in 3 months, or in a period of 1 year. And make sure the goal is realistic. Don't deceive yourself. There are some goals that even except you are a magician, there are some goals that it is not achievable. It's just like you say you want to what can we use as an example? It's just like you saying you want to start YouTube today. Yeah. You want to be a YouTuber. You want to start YouTube today and you want to get to 1 million subscribers in 3 weeks. Does that make sense? So that's an example of an unrealistic goal. Try to set a realistic goal. The goals that the goals should not be too small and it should not be too gigantic. Make sure the goals is realistic to you, at least on a normal level. So after setting the goal, you have to have the mindset that because the goal you set is small does not mean you are not going to achieve something big later. Because trust me, most successful people started small. That is just it. Most successful people started small. And in the next 4 years, you see them making millions, thousands. But when you trace it back to when they started, they actually, like, more than average of them, except they were born with a silver spoon. And even if you are born with a silver spoon, you still need little experience to get some stage. Before you start running, you need to crawl. Then after crawling, you need to walk. Then after walking, you need to run. So it's just normal. Now, the second thing is to break down the goals and start doing the math. That's the second thing. You need to break down the goals. Like, let's say you want to make 200,000 naira, your first 200,000 naira in a month. Your first 200,000 naira in a month. You have written the goal down that this is what, I don't know why, maybe you want to sell something, maybe you want to learn a skill, maybe you are planning to monetize a certain skill that you have acquired before. And if you want to monetize your skill, you need to break down the math that, okay, for me to achieve 200,000 naira in a month, that means I have to sell this 20,000 naira products to just 10 people. Like, if the product is worth 20,000 naira, all you need is just 10 people to achieve that 200,000 naira for that month. And in the midst of breaking down the maths, We have 4 weeks in a month. To sell to 10 people in 4 weeks, that means you need to sell to at least 3 people in a week. If fortunately you are able to sell to 3 people in a week, in 4 weeks, that is 12 people. That means you even made more than the goal you set for yourself. Now that you have done the maths, the next thing is, how do you sell to these people? Through what kind of channel? Is it through WhatsApp? Is it through your Instagram? Is it through your Twitter? Are you on LinkedIn? Is it through TikTok? We are in the computer age right now. We are in the computer age. I'm not trying to say these things are easy, but believe me, if you are dedicated, you will understand how easy these things can be. You need to decide the channel you want to, the medium you want to use to sell these goods. How do you get this audience? Is it by running advertisements? Is it organically? What I mean by organically is that would you be getting those people maybe through your social media? Let's say you're on Twitter, you started posting. At the first instance, not about your products. Your first goal is to provide value first, then introduce your product later on. Post. Let's say the product you want to sell is about, is related to health. You understand? It's related to health. Your first agenda should be to provide information that will benefit your audience about health. So maybe your first 3 weeks, you started posting. They will start seeing you as an authority, and they'll be able to trust you. They'll be able to believe in you, that you won't scam them and you won't run away with their money. So that when the time comes that you want to introduce your products, just like you want to help them, don't do it as if you want to sell to them. Do as if you are helping them by providing value through that your product. Now, if you do this kind of if you choose this method that I just explained, that is organically. Organically means you did not pay a dime to acquire those audience. But if you are doing it through paid traffic, that means you are running advertisements either through Facebook, either through YouTube or Google, depending on your product. If you are running advertisement, that means that product, that if the product was originally meant to cost 20,000 naira, you will have to add additional 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira, depending on how much the advertisement will cost you. If you don't know how to run these ads, it's not that hard. Just hire someone that knows about it and pay him. It won't make you short. Just do the calculation and add the amounts you use to acquire one customer and add it to the price of that product so that it won't affect your profit margin. The third thing is to acquire the skill that will make you achieve that result that you wrote down the other time. Let's say the business we are talking about requires you to acquire a skill. You need to learn that skill. There is no way you can do it. You can't do it better if you don't know about it. And if you don't know where to learn the skill, maybe you probably don't have the money to acquire the skill. There are quite few platforms that you can learn, that you can educate yourself. Example is YouTube. There are Udemy, there are free courses on Udemy, and some other platforms like that you can learn skills from freely. I'm not saying you may not get all the quality information you need, but at least as a starter or as a novice, it is better, nothing bad. But if you don't want to become an expert, it will now be necessary for you to get a paid skill, for you to acquire a skill by paying. Like, don't be stingy. Try to pay to acquire knowledge. If you even pay to acquire knowledge, it will make you to be more serious about it. Because we are human beings. Anything we acquire freely, we don't usually take it serious. That's just it. The fourth one is that Don't be lazy, Mr. Man and Mr. Woman. Yes. After writing all these goals, after doing all the blah, blah, doing the calculation, now execution is not easy. You have to show up every day. You have to be disciplined. Yeah. You have to show up every day. Welcome to the Hustle University. And the fifth one is that at this point, you have to forget about passion. I did a video about passion the other time. If you have not watched it, this is the best time for you to watch it, about how following your passion blindly can damage your dream. Yeah. It's quite informative. You can try to watch it so that you can get the in-depth about what I'm trying to say about don't just follow your passion. So you have to forget about your passion for now and do it even when you don't feel like. The sixth one is that after achieving that first goal you set, you have written the goal, we are breaking down the goal, you have acquired the skill, and it was, at the end of the day, it was successful. You later made that 200 sales. Now you need to outsource repetitive tasks and hire. If you see that there are some tasks that are actually draining you, like it is taking too much of your time, you don't have to kill yourself. That is the essence of making money. You are making money to buy more time. You are making money to buy yourself more time. All those rich people, they are practically, they have more than 24 hours. I don't know how you can understand this. We normal human being, we have 24 hours. But those rich and wealthy people, those business class people, they have more than 24 hours because they hire people to do things for them. The things that could have taken them 20 hours, they hire people to do it for them and to multiply that task to get multiple results. Instead of them to make 20,000 naira profit doing one particular task, they will hire 5 people to do that same task that will make them to produce a good result in 5 good ways. So instead of making $2 in profits, they'll be making $10 in profit with that same time that you will be making $2 in profits. The seventh one is to live like you are poor. You see, discipline is the best thing in this life. There are some things that we want. Normally, human being, we want good things. We want something that, I need to get this stuff. My friend must see that I have money. It's absolutely nonsense. I'm not saying you should not feel good. I'm not saying you should not dress nice. I'm not saying you should not smell nice. But if you are not capable of it, before you can buy something, make sure you can afford it twice. That's the logic. Before you can buy something, make sure you can afford it twice. If you can't afford it twice and you buy it, you are living on liability, my dear. So once you are disciplined and you start living below your means, I'm not saying when you are rich you should live like a poor person, but live little below your standard. Don't overdo. Don't do more than you can afford. With that, you'll be able to save more money and to reinvest in your business so as to make it grow. Now, the eighth one is to save to invest. After making that profit, the profit you made from either your first 200,000 naira or your first 500,000 naira, the profit you made from that project, let's say you divide it into 2. The half you use it to do whatever, maybe spend it on yourself, reward yourself for achieving that task. I don't know, but the least you should do is to divide it into half. The remaining half, save it. I'm not saying you should leave it in the bank forever, but firstly, just save it and be rest assured that, I have some money in a particular bank, and the aim is to reinvest. The aim is to invest that money you are saving. And after saving that money, use that money to invest in your business. After investing, save again to reinvest so that your business can grow, so that you won't be stagnant. You can't be doing the same thing for 5 years and expect a larger result. If you are doing the same thing for 5 years, you continue to get the same result. If you want to scale up after that 5 years, you have to do something differently. Either you need more capital, and to get more capital, you need more. To get more capital to your business, definitely you need to save some money, and it is that money that you saved that you are going to reinvest in that business to make it grow larger. The last one is to find a mentor and build a network. If you want to stay long in a business, if you want your business to be sustainable, you have to have someone, maybe one or two person. You don't have to have thousands of mentors. You don't have to fill your head with different, don't do this, don't do that. No, one or two mentor is enough. People you can look up to, like, this person as my mentor. Your mentor does not necessarily have to know that he or she is your mentor. There may be someone you are just looking up to, either online, Maybe the person is a YouTuber. You can just go to their YouTube videos and learn things. Learn things. That is what YouTube is for. There are some advice you can learn for free that you don't have to pay for. Learn through their free content on YouTube. And if there are some mentors that do one-on-one consultants, you can consult them, pay for it, and learn from them what they did when they were at that point in your life that you are trying to grow your business. And they will give you the logic. They will give you the main secret ingredients that you were not even taught in school, simply because they are more experienced than you. And with this, you'll be able to network with like-minded people and grow your business larger and live a better and happier life. I hope this video is an eye-opener for you, and it will make you take your goals seriously starting from today. Write down your goals. Follow these steps that I just mentioned. It may not be easy, but trust me, if you keep showing up and you don't give up, the world reward those that do not give up. Every successful people today have once passed through hurdles. They have once failed. It is normal. But your ability to withstand those failures is what will get you to the top. If you like my content, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel to get more beautiful content like this.